Welcome back to Beat the League, and once again we have a big clash at the top of the Serie A table as our AC Milan side host Parma in another crunch game as we look towards the 99-2000 Serie A title. Let's go do this! Hello and welcome to episode 4 of Beat the League here with AC Milan as we look towards the 99-2000 Serie A title. Now, before we get into the thick of the episode, if today is your first visit to the channel, please hit the subscribe button. It helps out no end. And if you enjoy the video today, please hit the like button as well. Maybe throw some comments down below. Let me know your thoughts on the series and what you're thinking about doing as FM20 gets released in just a matter of weeks. Right then, let's get into the thick of the episode and see what has been happening since we left off in episode 3. Right then, so this is the current state of affairs. As you can see at the top of the table, it's Inter and AC level on points after 20 games. Juventus are just about clinging on, but they've played already in this match week. They're only a point behind, but that could be 4 if both ourselves and Inter are victorious today. Lazio are just about still in the hunt on 47 points, and then we drop down to 39 with today's visitors Parma and Roma, who are just dropping off the pace a little bit. Fiorentina sitting in 7th. So obviously, if you recall, our target is to beat the real-world position that AC Milan finished in this season, which was 3rd. Obviously, our main target is to win the Serie A. And we're still fighting on all fronts as well. So if we have a quick look at our competition overview, we won the the Coca-Cola Super Cup. We're into the semi-finals of the Coppa Italia, where we are already ahead of rivals Inter after leg 1. We'll cover that in a second. And then in the first knockout round of the Champions League, we are hosting Man United. So have a look at the schedule and see what has been happening, shall we? If we remember, the last episode was this one here, which was a late winner against Roma, where we took a 1-0 win. Some highlights to note here, obviously the Inter game that followed it and followed the international break. We took an early lead with Shevchenko and it took another late equaliser here. Another goal from George Weah in the 88th minute to clinch a 2-2 draw and take a point. We then got revenge on Feyenoord with a 1-0 win, and then the wins in the league kept coming. Strikers always scoring, so Bierhoff, Weah and Shevchenko constantly on the score sheet. We did stumble in the final group game of the Champions League, where we kind of got a little bit cocky once again. We were 1-0 up for the large part of the game, 77 minutes in fact, but we just didn't really pressure for a second goal, and we should have done. Ended up drawing 1-1 and ended up finishing second in the group behind Feyenoord, which didn't really matter. We got through to the qualifying for the first round anyway, where we'll meet Man United. So after that game against Sturm Graz, we kept winning the league, kept winning in the league, kept winning in the league. That's basically the story as we've gone through the last couple of months. The Super Coppa final against Parma just before Christmas. Shevchenko and Leonardo got 2 goals within 6 minutes to turn the tide against Parma, who we are facing today. So hopefully this is a good sign that we will be able to beat them in the league. 2-1 victors in the Super Cup. Few more games to note here. So Juventus in the Coppa Italia quarter-final. This is obviously after Zidane has joined the side. We beat them 3-0 and he got one up on his former team. In the league though, we've beaten a lot of the smaller sides. A big win here against Regina is the turn of the new year with 5-0. Bierhoff and Shevchenko bagging lots of goals. But ones to note is this draw with Lazio. We have not been able to beat Sven's men this season. A 0-0 draw despite them going down to 10 men just after the half-time break. Now we should have probably won, but we couldn't get a breakthrough here. It was a little bit disappointing in the end. We have spent the last sort of couple of weeks without Abbiati in goal. He's been injured. We have had a few other injuries to contend with as well, but it hasn't really impacted our form. The last league game, we took a comfortable 1-0 victory over Piacenza with Leonardo, who is out of today's game through fatigue, getting on the score sheet. The last game we had was the 2-1 semi-final leg 1 victory in the Coppa Italia against Inter Milan. We were leading early in the second half, that is. Albertini got a second, then Sala got sent off and gave away a penalty, which Roberto Baggio put away to get a consolation and potentially a dangerous away goal. We'll see how that goes with the second leg. Today we have Parma at the San Siro, and looking forward we have that first leg against Manchester United, quickly following the second leg against Inter, and that's going to be a big week there. Inter on the Wednesday, Juventus on the Saturday, Man United on the following Wednesday. Those 3 games could really, really change the whole complexion of our season. And then we have another couple of big games as we get into April, as well as we face Roma and Inter back-to-back once again. But enough about the future. Let's get to the present and the Parma game. And let's have a quick look over the squad to see how they've been performing throughout the season so far. So Leonardo is still our star performer at a 7.82. Shevchenko is still up there with the goals as well. 7.53 overall average rating. 18 goals in 28 appearances, 11 in the league. He's just a great player. He's got some great finishing, as we've touched on before, and as has Bierhoff, who is doing probably better in the goal scoring front. He's got 20 in 25, 12 in the league. His average rating is slightly lower, but again, he has been fantastic going forward. Maldini's been the rock in defence. Helveg has been pretty... Well, in fact, our whole defence, Costa Curta's up there as well, as a 7.32. If we go down a little bit, we'll find Zidane, who honestly hasn't made the impact we were hoping for. Now, his stats suggest he is completely world class. Our staff rate him as a 4.5 star, so he's not quite at the 5-star level that Maldini and Shevchenko are at, but he is one of our best players. He's one of the best players in the world. But if we look at his form, he's not really done much. His first game against Regina, which I think we won 5-0, 7.8 average rating, and that was his peak. He's only once gone above 7 since then, conveniently against Juventus, performing against his former club in the 3-0 Coppa Italia victory. He got a 7.3. But other than that in the league, he's been pretty much average. So hopefully he will start turning it on in the big games. Today is a big game, so we're looking for him to perform. And if we have a look at our tactics screen, here is the new formation with Zidane now included. Now, some of the personnel will not be as you'd expect, but as we've said, we've got a few injuries which have kind of put us a bit on the back foot. And a few people have gone out on loan as well, but they were fringe players at best, rarely making appearances off the bench. So the 11 today who are going to be on the field to hopefully give us a victory over Parma are Abbiati in goal, who's returning from injury. This is his first game back. And then in defence, we've got Maldini, who is still a little bit injured from a Achilles strain, I think it was. But he's touch and go. He's doubtful, but he's playing. We need him today. Costa Curta, Sala and Ngotti. So Sala isn't serving a suspension. I think his red card only counts for the Coppa Italia game, so he's in the side today. Midfield, we've got Zidane, Gattuso, Ambrosini and Guglielmo Pietro, as Leonardo is pretty knackered. His condition is 74, so he's having a bit of a break today. Hopefully he will not be missed. And then up front we've got Shevchenko and Bierhoff with Weir on the bench. As you'd expect, the Impact sub has got 12 goals in all competitions as well, which is it's nothing to be sniffed at, let's put it that way. Okay, let's get into the game and see if we can get another victory on camera. Since the first episode, we've been in top form whenever we have been recording, so hopefully that continues, as we could really do with a victory here in the league. Let's go. So we are underway, and as you can see from this Parma side, there are some big names. But before we go through those names, we've got a highlight 2 minutes in, and Gotti puts the ball into the box. It's cleared. Zidane nods it down to Maldini, who, despite carrying a knock, has rifled it home, and we are 1-0 up within 2.5 minutes. Zidane with the assist, Maldini with a perfect finish. The left-back getting on the score sheet for the 4th time this season. And this has been a brilliant start. And Gotti's ball into the box is a bit of a wasteful one. Lilian Thuram clears it. Zidane's header, though, straight to Maldini, who slots it into the top corner. And Buffon in goal had nothing he could do about it. So those players I was going to talk to you about are Buffon in goal. We've got... oh, no. Maldini's taken another knock. I think we need to take him off. He's got a bruised ankle. He's already injured. And Serginho is going to come on despite having a lack of match sharpness. I will eventually get through the Parma side. We've got Lilian Thuram at left back. Ortega here. We can see it. Well, we'll probably see them all before we get to that. As Ortega runs through into the box. And Hernan Crespo, one of the key players who we should be worried about. And that is why Ortega and Crespo linking up. And it's 1-1. This is not... We were missing Maldini there. The defence were not set. Ortega takes it round 1, takes it round 2, misses 2 challenges. Crespo peels inside, volleys it home. It's 1-1. So, we're going to continue with those changes. Maldini needs to come off. So we've got another highlight here. I'm never going to get through the Parma squad. As Bierhoff and Zidane get a little bit confused. Is it Zidane or was that Gattuso maybe? In the middle, it was Gattuso. Ambrosini now finds Guglielmo Pietro in lots of space on the right wing. I'm going to just call him Gulli from now on. I think that's his nickname. Ball into box is a good one, but Thuram deals with it. And Zidane gets the rebound and can't get round Benevievo at the... Benevievo. Can't get it out of my mouth. Oh, and Amoroso is through. Parma have broken through again. A great save by Abbiati. He's back to full fitness. Right. Buffon, Thuram, Ortega, Dino Baggio, Amoroso, Crespo. They were the players I was going to mention. I'm going to have to shout them now. And I'm now also going to shout demand more. Finally, I managed to get what I was trying to say in the first minute out of my mouth. As we are 20 minutes in. It's been action-packed. We've only had 2 shots. Parma have had 7. And now everyone breathe. We've gone more than 5 minutes without a highlight. Which is annoying because I've just shouted demand more. So I would have liked for the side to have picked things back up again. Half an hour gone. As things stand, we're top of the league, but Inter haven't played their game yet, and we're only drawing, so we could really do with another goal. And here is a 14th or something highlight here. We are well into the number of highlights we've got in this game. Parma are working it from the back. It's disappointing that Parma aren't in their yellow and blue iconic Parmalat kit. But never mind. Ortega tries to get round Zidane. He does so. He rides the challenge. He's weaved his way through. And a lovely shot is tipped wide by Abbiati. And Ortega has been incredibly dangerous in this first half. And he's going to whip this corner in. We need to deal with it. We don't deal with it. And Dino Baggio has nodded over. And now it's a Milan goal kick. And we can breathe. So I'm confused as Parma are in white on the screen. But blue and black on the 3D pitch. That's because I don't have the 3D kits for the 99-2000 season for Italy. Never mind. My confusion is now leading to disappointment as Crespo goes through, and another great save from Abbiati, who is keeping us in this game. Parma are on fire. Now, we need to just sort of hold on till we get to half time, and there's another injury, and it's Bierhoff this time. Thankfully, George Weah is on the bench and he can come straight on. And he goes straight to an advanced forward rather than being a target man. That makes us a little bit more aggressive going forward with the 2 strikers. We're looking for Zidane. We need Zidane to really make his mark on any game. He's not done it since his debut back at the beginning of January. We're now towards the end of Feb. And Serginho gets it and puts it into the middle. Ambrosini is dispossessed though, and it's been knocked around by Parma. They are the better side as we get to half-time. Baggio puts a lovely ball in, but Crespo can't quite get there, and it's dealt with by Ngotti, but only as far as Breda. And Parma build again. Here's Ortega, the danger man. He's going to get a shot away, and Abbiati just gets a hand to it and palms it wide. And we are on the back foot. Ortega with the corner once again. He puts it into the box. It's just about dealt with by Costa Curta, but Baggio has got the rebound. And Parma look to build once again, but they don't because the highlight is over. Ortega is finding too much space. But we're half-time. Everyone breathe. Okay, it's still 1-1. We are still in this game. We've had more possession, but Parma have definitely been more dangerous going forward. We'll have a breather. We'll get the lads fired up and come back in this second half much stronger. Right, there are a lot of nerves on the coming out of the dressing room. The half-time team talk has not gone perfectly to plan. But we shall continue. We have a highlight with Serginho and a free kick on the near side. It's put into the box, but Lilian Thuram heads it clear, and Crespo is countering with pace. Ambrosini gets there, but Baggio follows up. Crespo's still on his feet in the middle, but the ball from Baggio is a wasteful one, and it goes wide. Things are a little bit nervy now as we get into this second half. We're nearing the hour mark. And I hate to say it, but I don't think we are going to win this game unless things change. So now, with that in mind, we'll show some passion as Parma have another highlight here on the near side. Crespo has got it, but he's facing away from goal, and we're pushing them back. But it will take just one little magical ball from some players who have definitely got the ability. Gulli can't quite get there as he makes the challenge, but you've pushed them out to the halfway line, and Serginho intercepts. Zidane with a lovely ball over the top. That is the kind of ball we need, and George Weah just about gets a shot away, but Buffon is an equal match to it. We have a corner. Serginho is going to put it into the box. A lovely ball. Finds the head of Gulli, but Buffon is there, and we are all fired up now. Hopefully, this is going to be the start of the fight back. I say fight back. We are level, obviously. We aren't behind, so it's fight forward, I guess. Anyway, 20 minutes to go. We're going to make final substitution. Hopefully, we won't get any more injuries, and then we'll see if we can win this last 20 minutes of the game. So, Gulli is off for Leonardo. I don't think it's happened yet, as we've got a highlight straight after me pressing make changes, and it's gone away already. So, Leonardo, despite his lack of fitness, he's tired after the last run of games. He's on to hopefully provide that little extra spark going forward. And Gattuso, Zidane, and Ambrosini all link up nicely. And Leonardo is in bags of space. He's straight on the pitch and straight involved. A lovely shot, and it's gone in. I thought Buffon had got a hand to it, but clearly it was not a strong enough hand as it's gone into the back of the net. And that is an inspired substitution from a world-class manager. Leonardo gets the ball, cuts round the defender, gets his shot away. Buffon can't quite get a strong enough hand to it. And it is a lovely finish. It's 2-1, and I think maybe we are going to drop from attacking to balanced, and then in a few minutes drop down to cautious, and maybe start wasting a little bit of time, because this has been a little bit against the run of play. Parma have been the better side. They were definitely the better side in the first half, and that has continued into the second half as well. We're down to cautious. After this free kick, I think we're probably going to waste some more time. Shevchenko is over it, though, and he'll be looking for a top corner, and it is tipped behind by Buffon. That would have been a fantastic goal. We're going to watch the corner as well. And it's Leonardo who's on it now. Ball into the box. Can he find the head of anyone? Only the Parma defender, but he gets a second chance to put the ball in. And Weah has cut. He thought he's got by his defender, but he hadn't. He might have been offside there. As we are going to now, with 4 minutes to go, start wasting as much time as we can. 2 minutes left. I wonder how much injury time we're going to have added on. Knowing my luck, it'll be 6 minutes. It's only 4. That's still quite a lot, though. But we're looking like we're going to close this one out. I think we are. There's no more highlights. 4 minutes of added time have finished. And once again, we have left it reasonably late to get the winner. And it's 2-1, a victory we were desperate to have. Zidane, in the end, getting... No, he didn't get the second assist. He was involved in the build-up, but he didn't get the second assist. He got the assist for the first goal, but I believe he got a 7.2 rating. We'll have a look when we get back to base in 1 minute. Right then, that was a late one. Not as late as it has been in some games, but we were definitely the second best side in a game of 2, but that has left us top of the table. Inter still to play their game. Juve also won. They, despite conceding late against Venezia, managed to still pull out a 2-1 victory, and Lazio stumbled at home to Bologna, which puts them 3 points behind Juve and a further 4 behind ourselves. So Lazio are now 7 back, potentially looking like they might be out of the race. If it was just 7 points and there weren't 3 teams ahead of them, I'd say they were still in the race, but they are going to be counting on a lot of teams making errors going forward. And here is the news on Bierhoff. He's got a 3 to 4 week injury with a groin strain. Maldini is just for a couple of days with his bruised ankle. He could have played on probably, but in the end it didn't matter. We've gone top of the league though, despite a fantastic performance from Parma. Now, Zidane's got a bit of a fitness concern. We'll give him a rest. We'll rest him for a couple of days. We can't rest him for too long though, because we've got Manchester United in just 3 days' time, so he can have 2 days off. We are now 19 unbeaten. We have not lost a game in a long time. I don't think we've lost any games since the Lazio defeat in the first episode. So, and that's... No, in fact, no, we lost to Feyenoord. I don't know if that's counted in that. Is that just the league? That is just the league. So it's since the Lazio game there. Anyway, this is how the league now looks. Inter have got their game tomorrow away at Cagliari. We can assume that they will win that one. We can also assume that Roma will get a victory against Lecce, so they will probably jump ahead of Parma into 5th, as plenty of sides are still in the hunt of this. You could probably just about rationalise Lazio being still in the title hunt. Obviously, they pulled off a comeback from from 2 points further back in the real world. But as I said, that was against one side and not 3. So it's probably going to go to a Milan, Inter or Juventus by the end of the season. But obviously, our next episode won't be the end of the season. We're going to come back for the Inter game, which is this one here in April. So we've got the second leg of the Coppa Italia against Inter before then, and then both legs of the Champions League first knockout round. We've also got Juve in the league as well, which could be a bit of a stumbling block. Obviously, we've beaten them twice already this season, quite handily in the cup game. So we'll be hoping for another victory there. So that is the situation. We'll be back for the Inter game in the league. We'll see how far we are away from clinching the Serie A title, because after that game, it will be the last day of the season when we come back, and then we'll probably come back for any cup finals we make, if we make them. So the Coppa Italia will hopefully be won, as we are leading in the semi-final, and then we might also be looking at a treble if we can get a bit deeper into the Champions League. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Now it's all about that victory at home to Parma, and next time we are going to face Inter in the league. And I can't wait. I'll see you then. Goodbye. Well, hey, you've made it to the end of the video, and hang on, it's a subscribe button. Tap on this, even if you've done it already, just try it, see what happens. And then if you're hanging around, have a look at these, one of these. Check out some of this amazing content. You won't regret it. I'll see you next time.